I'm so happy to announce that we are 9 weeks pregnant. It has taken a long time to get here, and this is a big accomplishment for us. I wanted to take the time to also show you some of the medication that we used in this process. This is all the needles that it took to create this baby. As you can see, these are all used needles. All of these needles were injected inside of my body. Here's some of the medication that we used during the process. This is the Gono F. This is the Menopure. This is the progesterone in oil.
So here goes nothing. Now we're gonna inject her with the progesterone.
It hurts, guys, a lot. It feels like you're being set on fire.
You ready for this? You ready to hear a scream? Put a little alcohol first. And grab a little skin. I don't mind grabbing her booty, so it's okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Pull back on the syringe, make sure there's no blood in there. And now,
oh yeah.
Pull it out, and that's it.
I enjoyed that.
We want to hear about that.
I enjoyed.
Tell us now. Tell us what that was like.
I enjoyed that immensely. I was a doctor. I'm a professional.
He's a professional now. He's giving me so many shots.
I know how to give a shot with no problem. I could draw blood. I could do all that stuff.
He's really good at it, and that's how many takes we had to finally get it right.
I become my little surgical self, my little doctor self. I inject it with the needle, and the second I inject it with the needle, then it turns into ow. No, not you. I'm in pain, and she thinks it's something where I meant to do it, or sometimes it's something.
You're not doing it right.
Or sometimes I'm not doing it right. Meanwhile, there's no other way to do it.
It's painful.
It's a needle I took out of a package and I injected it. I injected it in her booty, right there, little buttocks. Right?
The injections are painful.
And when I inject it, depending on, I guess, what kind of injection it is, because there's a couple of different medications that it can be. But the second that I inject it, it can either hurt or not hurt. Most of the time, it didn't hurt. Correct?
It didn't hurt.
Sometimes it did, and when it does hurt, she kind of takes it out on you, and it's just like, oh my God, you just gave me the worst pain in the world. So I try my best to make it feel painless, and most of the time I am successful at it. But sometimes I inject it, and then it turns into some sort of pain that she has, where she's a little bit, I guess, against me or angry at me or whatever it may be, and it's okay. It is what it is. It's fine. I understood at that time that that's what's going to happen due to the history of giving her the injections. So it's okay. It is what it is. It happens, but you have to know, and the person that you're injecting, which is your wife or the female who you're injecting, you have to know that you are together and you are one, and it's not something where you're not against one another.
Also, too, talk about the hormonal changes, the mood swings.
Oh no, that's easy. That's fantastic. It's a good time for everyone. The second that
the
she has
mood
those
swings are
changes,
real.
Paradise you were in, Eric, during those hormone times.
That paradise of bipolar syndrome is the best. It's fun. It's a great time. It's a roller coaster.
It's definitely a roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster. But, injecting her with these medications was not the easiest thing, because it did change your personality. It changes your personality. It changes your mind. It changes the way you feel. And even before she gets injected with the medication, sometimes she would change because she knew it was coming. So she's like, oh, that Menopure is coming. When that Menopure comes, she's already angry at me. And I'm like, I haven't even injected you yet. But I know the Menopure is coming, so that's why I'm angry. And that's what would happen. So she would be okay sometimes, but when she knew the medication was coming, when she knew that injection was coming, when she saw that big needle, she would get a little anxiety.
Yes.
I would inject her with the needle, and then sometimes she'd be okay, sometimes she wouldn't. But everyone just needs to
You have to be prepared for that as a couple, and you really have to know that your moods are going to change, your outlook is going to change, you're going to become extremely emotional, irritable, and that's they tell you that prior, that these hormones you're taking, your entire body is filled with estrogen and hormones, so it's almost like an out-of-body experience. You don't really know who you are, you don't really know what's happening. Your body is filled with hormones at all times, and it's very intense. So these are things you should know coming into the IVF process, and hey, it was all worth it because we're now pregnant and we're having a baby.